All right, so on the program this morning, we're going to be doing a whole lot because we've been doing some kind of reviews. We've been doing reflections from one sector to the other. And this morning, we're going to be connecting with a very vibrant commissioner who has been doing a whole lot. And I'm wondering if his ministry will be winning the Ministry of the Year. All right, we're talking youth development and social impact in Lagos, reviewing progress and charting a path forward. And joining me on the phone line this morning, I have Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende, who is the Honourable Commissioner, Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Lagos State. Honourable Commissioner, nice to have you join us. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Good morning, Mr. Victor. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Fantastic. Good morning, Mr. Victor. Good morning to your entire team at Radio FM.
All right.
And good morning, Lagos.
Great.
And Happy New Year to each and every one of us.
Great. All right. So let's just jump in because I know your ministry is very, very busy with a beehive of activities last year. But talk to our listeners. What were some of the key youth development initiatives that your ministry implemented all throughout last year?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Victor. And like I said, wishing us all a prosperous 2026 in good health and sound mind. Well, as you are aware, and as you've alluded to, perhaps our ministry will win the best ministry. And that's because we are very aware of the responsibility that we have. We're dealing with youths. Youth form 60% of our population in Lagos. Youths are the leaders of tomorrow starting today, and everything pretty much evolves around the youth. So we have a barrage of activities, that we did and we will continue to do. But of notable, to mention, for me, some of the key highlights will include, the ability to formalize and, start implementing the TWG. The TWG here will be the technical working group that was set up. We set up a technical working group with, which consists a group of, youth professionals across board. We have about 22 of them who have volunteered. And the idea behind this is to just bring in as much people as possible, to bring them on board, to see how, we can develop what we are, continue to develop our activities, continue to develop our programs. And one key action that came out of it was the revised edition of our Lagos State Youth Policy. The abridged version. There's a national youth policy, at the national level. And what we did in Lagos with our technical working group was to bring together an abridged version, so that it's easier to assimilate, because a lot of our youth don't even know, what is obtainable. So we have abridged this youth policy to make it easier to digest and to make it easier for, a common individual to know what is obtainable to him, to know how we can hold us accountable. Right? So that was one of a notable one that I think was a notable highlight for me. Another one was our trip to Canada. Right? With our Ibile leadership, Ibile youth leaders, and also 6 Ibile youth leaders, as well as other leaders in the youth cadre. We took them to Canada on a youth exchange program through our Ibile Youth Academy leadership. That was also a major highlight because we were able to give them the exposure that they need to be able to compete on a global scale through our partners, our consultants who we work with. Interestingly, as I speak to you, we are bringing together the next cohorts of the 2025-2026 Ibile youth leaders. We had over 4,000 applicants as of this week. We have streamlined them to 1,627. And as I speak to you, they're going through a screening right now. And after this screening, we will go to the next phase, which will ultimately lead down to us selecting 10 youth leaders across the Ibile division. And these youth leaders will be on an assignment for a year. right? And the divisional ambassadors again will be given that opportunity, to go abroad this year.
Good.
And again, this is just our way to ensure that we do not leave our youth behind. We carry them along. We give them an opportunity to compete on a global scale. And the only way to do this is by giving them those necessary tools and putting them where, or what we deem as this global scale.
Right.
Just so that we can, continue to bring them back, to our society to be able to impact on their communities.
Okay.
So those are some of the notable
achievements that went down last year.
In.
Brilliant.
And then lastly, because a lot of times when we talk about the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, we lay a lot of focus on the youth activities. We have an agency, LASODA, Office of People Living with Disability.
That's right.
Right, who also has a lot of notable events last year. And then we have the social, development arm of the ministry, which deals with the homes and orphanages, right? Homes and orphanages, the homes of the elderly care, our rehabilitation centers, our correctional facilities, and all of that, which all recorded notable achievements all through the year.
Right.
But I just thought it was important to mention that because a lot of times we just keep talking about youth development, youth engagement. And then ultimately our LASCADA department, which was a unit, but last year we translated it into a department, which is our drug department, LASCADA, Lagos State Kicks Against Drug Abuse.
Right.
We turned it from a unit into a whole department because, as we are all aware of the pandemic that we're facing, in our country and in Lagos in particular.
Right.
So it's now a full-blown department, doing a lot of activities, a lot of engagement, a lot of rehabilitation, and, a lot of accessibility because we found out that there's a high level of dependency on drugs affecting our youth, affecting our community. And through this department, we're able to rescue some of our individuals as required.
So a lot of busy.
That's a major highlight.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was very busy for you last year. That's what it means. 12 months. The ministry.
Extremely busy.
Okay. So let's look at some other aspects now because you're just giving us a broad spectrum of what your ministry has been engaged with. For those who might not know the ministry so well, how many departments fall under this ministry?
So we have 4 major departments. Rehabilitation department, child development department, youth department, and social welfare department.
Okay.
Under this department, we have 15 homes and orphanages, right? Which I mentioned earlier, consisting of correctional facilities for boys, junior boys, senior boys, correctional facilities for girls, junior girls, senior girls, elderly care homes, rehabilitation home for kids with disability, right? And through these various departments, we're able to wheel out, all of these activities, that I had mentioned earlier on.
Beautiful.
And we have a staff strength of about 535. We have the rescue team,
okay.
who are the ones that also go out to, rescue those those that are mentally challenged, walking on the streets of Lagos.
Right.
Last year, we also recorded a notable, amount of
progress.
People that we rescued on the streets because, we came up with a new approach where, we are very responsive, we are very, we react, very quickly to our social media handles where, we get a lot of information.
Okay.
And all through the month, we saw an increase. January, we rescued about 48, up until, our highest peak was around August.
Okay.
In April, where we rescued about 153. People roaming about aimlessly on the road. And then towards the end of the year, it reduced a bit because through intergovernmental relationships, we have other ministries, that we collaborated with, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Transport, and through that collaborative effort, through the directive of Mr. Governor, we are able to then start, doing it in bucket, just so that we can cover the entire 57 local governments and LCDAs.
So let me just interject a bit, Honourable Commissioner. Let me just interject a bit on that one, because street hawking, street urchins, and of course beggars on the street still remains a major problem in Lagos. So what's the policy really? Because there was a time when we find people that are roaming aimlessly in Lagos, is that we find out where they are coming from and then we deport them back to their states, or their place of origin. What's the policy right now? Is it still the same or has it changed?
Well, so as you're aware, we have a zero, tolerance policy to street begging. We have a zero tolerance policy to, aiding and abating this, right? And even if it's through giving of arms on the streets and what have we. And one thing that we're deliberate about that we're going to do early this year is to reinforce this policy through the House of Assembly, right? And this is because we are seeing a larger influx of people coming into Lagos, people who have no plans, people who have no destination. But because as Lagos Center of Excellence, we continue to develop our states and build infrastructure, build, all this, all the infrastructural development. People tend to come to Lagos to search for greener pastures.
All right.
Whilst this is
welcoming,
affordable, it is also beginning to constitute a nuisance to our society, and we're saying no to it. We have a lot of miscreants on the streets, disturbing the citizens, and at the end of the day, some of it resulting into crime and harassment, right? And we're saying no to this. And what we have been doing, what we'll continue to do, just like you alluded to earlier on, some of them we identify. Once we identify, we take them off the streets, help them to go back to their locations. But we have realized that this is just going on. It seems to be an exercise that we're just going around in circles, because we rescue you, we take you back home, you come back to Lagos. You have no plan in Lagos and you continue to be a nuisance, right? So I will be very frank with you. Some, we pick up and depending on what the offense is, some we charge to court, because some are engaging in illegal malpractices, some are selling drugs, some are robbing people on the streets. So we do an assessment for a short period of time, because we have personnel, across the 57 local governments and LCAs. We are working with the Lagos State neighborhood. We are working with the police. So once we identify you as a repetitive offender, then we pick you up and we hand you over to the law, right? We're aware that poverty is a major cause of this. Right. But again, there's a lot of public outcry. There's a lot of controversy, around this. But we cannot continue to be sentimental. We cannot continue to be emotional, or having knee-jerk reactions, about this. We must be guided by the law, by data, and long-term commitment to the citizens of Lagos, which is to keep everyone safe. Right. So there are so many aspects that we're taking today. Some we take them through our vocational centers. Some we take through skill acquisition programs. But again, Mr. Victor, the truth of the matter is a lot of these guys, they find it easier to beg on the road, to constitute a nuisance on the road, because they know that people will have pity on them and give them funds. So they are not even interested in going through, some of these programs and vocational training centers that we have. Right. And for some of them that we profiled, we return them to their parents, which mostly are not even in Lagos. And so it's a heavy burden on us as a state, a lot of financial implication, on us as a state. But again, we cannot give up. We will continue to do what we need to do. We will continue to apprehend as required. Towards the end of last year, I was with Sunday Onokoya, Chess and Slums.
Yes.
We had, he had a program in Lagos Island where, kudos to him and the great work that he's doing. Where, some kids were rescued in that area of Lagos Island who were living in the slums. They have been empowered through the Chess and Slums program. I was there by myself, and we're trying to see how we can escalate this, across board. Of course, as a government, we do know and we are aware that we cannot do this alone. We continue to ask for collaboration and partnerships, through with well-meaning citizens in Lagos. And we keep saying every little helps. right? The government cannot do it alone.
Right.
We must collaborate with NGOs, with private organizations, through their corporate social responsibility, through religious bodies. It's something we must all come together, to achieve. So it's not the government looking for kudos or looking for a tap at the back. It is a corporate social responsibility, which is the responsibility of every citizen, whether you're a government official or not.
All right, so let me just
to call out for this, and but there are so many aspects to it. But again, with the ministry, we've given our commitment. It is a role, it is a responsibility I have taken on, and as long as I continue to remain on this seat as of today, maybe I have about 508 days left in office, and I have vowed that every single day must count.
Right, and I love the fact that you have the data, you have the statistics already.
Yes, every single day must count, because that is the only way I can challenge myself to do more with the limited amount of days that I have in office.
Okay, let's just look at some of those infrastructural abuse that we find, and I've seen that people that live under the bridges in Lagos. I know a lot of people when they leave their places. When they come from those various states, they want to come to Lagos, and underneath the bridges seem to be an abode for most of them. So it's your ministry doing all that it can to comb those bridges and take them off, because we find out that a lot of places now, is that you find Lagos smelling because people are defecating, they do not have any place to stay. And as a result of that, they live under the bridges, they defecate there, they urinate there, and all of that. So what's your ministry doing to clear those bridges of these social miscreants, so to say?
Well, Mr. Victor, like you're aware, we have 57 local governments and LCDAs, right? Of course, not all of them have bridges, but all of them have blind spots. They have spots where we have people lodging illegally. We have spots where people are carrying out criminal activities. And, so it's not this particular question, it is not just the role of the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. It is the role of the entire government. And we are deliberate about it. And as you may be aware, we have been cleaning, Ojora has been cleaned. Lekki Ajah Express Road, was cleaned. Some areas of Alimosho was cleaned. Areas in VI and Ikoyi were cleaned. But again, Mr. Victor, we clean it, give it a couple of days, they circle back around and they come back, right? But you see, the solution here is for everybody to be involved. If all the chairmen in the local governments and LCDAs are involved, if all these community development agencies are involved, if all the security apparatus, continue to be involved, all the relevant ministries like Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Youth and Social Development continue to be involved, then we will get some results. But then again, it still doesn't take away the fact that, we have this large influx of people migrating into Lagos. So again, we probably need a national approach to this matter where, if every state was thriving, which we know, everyone is trying their best, but they may not be able to thrive as much as Lagos. But if every state holds responsibility and takes accountability for its people and its citizens, then the migration perhaps will be reduced and there won't be a lot of pressure in Lagos. So there must be a national approach to this. But how realistic that is, I don't know. How quickly can we do this? I have no answer to that. But that is the ultimate solution. But whilst that is ongoing and conversations are being held on that level, as Lagos, we will continue to sweep out. But again, like I said, it's all going around in circles. We sweep out Ojora, they move and migrate to another part of Lagos. By the time we sweep that area, they move and migrate. But again, as a government, we are being deliberate and intentional by making it uncomfortable for people who are lodging illegally under those bridges. We are not shy about it, and we will continue to take, the bullish approach by sweeping them out, making it uncomfortable for them, so that, they can go back to their respectable places. Okay, I said, we cannot be emotional about this because our citizens are at risk. Our citizens continue to complain. But again, it is not an overnight situation. It's not an overnight. There's no overnight solution. But we'll continue to, hit the ground running and to ensure that we dot the I's and cross the T's as required.
All right, then. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We'll talk about the way forward for the year 2026 very, very shortly. But let's get back to the roads. And I'm seeing a flash update coming in from the control room. It's an accident involving a Sienna bus having a brake failure. I understand the bus, upon that failure, hit a dispatch motorcycle rider at Ikeja Long inwards National, slightly affecting vehicular movement at the moment, but we have traffic cones. They've been placed strategically behind the accidented vehicle while officers on ground are just trying to see how they can move the traffic. All right, so if you are in that traffic right now, that is the reason why we have it like that. More updates are sent in by Olaiwola from the control room, and that's a Ekpe corridor. Excellent vehicular movement being experienced from Mojoda connecting Itamarun and of course Itaokpo, all looking pretty good. Ayeturu, not bad at all. From there, inwards General Hospital Junction, linking up with T Junction and Temu, as well as Okyosho down to K2. Very, very good to go as we speak. We can also tell you that areas like the T Junction enjoying free flow of movement connecting Alaro City, Elenogbe, Okeogun, as well as Ibeju and Kara Market, Eleganza, Kayeturu, and Eleko. All those areas looking pretty good. Same for the return journey as well. If your own experience is not that which we have narrated, you can always reach out to us and we escalate that to the authorities out there. All right, then we're still tracking that broken down, loaded flat body truck. This is around Igondo having a mechanical fault. This is at Ikotun inwards Abaroje. All right, and I understand it's claiming about 50% of the road. Not really affecting the flow of traffic, by the way, but we have last mile officials very much on ground. All right, then. So very shortly, I'll allow you to also join the conversation. But let's get back to the conversation, Honourable Commissioner. This is the year 2026. So what's the outlook going to be looking like for your ministry? What are the basic things? What are the priorities that you'll be looking at this year?
Well, let me start by saying last year, towards the end of last year, in the ministry, we earned an award, several awards. But nothing to mention would be the award from the Office of Creativity, Transformation and Innovation.
Oh,
right.
Good.
We received this last year. And whilst I'm saying all of this, something that's very important that I've even forgotten that has slipped my mind is to commend the team, the entire ministry, the team at the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, for the great work that they're doing, the commitments, through the permanent secretary. Starting from the permanent secretary to all the directors and all the staff from, across all the grades. Thank you, right. For the great work that you are doing. We appreciate you as a government, as an administration, and as a people. And, we will continue to work together as a great team to ensure that we impact our citizens. Now, for 2026, we've hit the ground running, right? We've hit the ground running. This is the first week of office. Just on Monday, through collaborative efforts, 80 youths were empowered or are being empowered as I speak to you. Tomorrow is the last day through a company called Innovius, whom was given through a company called Innovius and the Nigerian Content Monitoring Development Board in Bayelsa. Right? They brought this initiative to Lagos. There's power in collaboration. And as a government, I keep saying we cannot do it alone. Through these collaborative efforts, the Lagos State government, Innovius, and the Nigerian Content Monitoring and Governing Board, we are currently undergoing a program through 80 youths in Lagos through digital literacy, and most importantly, of scaling their skill in AI technology.
Oh, good.
Mr. Victor, as I speak to you, they are going through this training. They are being given the resources to come daily for this training, courtesy of Nigerian Content Monitoring Governing Board. And they are all being empowered with a laptop.
Oh, great.
Right? Now, what does this mean to us as a state? What this means is, at the end of this exercise, we have 80 young people who have been empowered through AI, and we know AI is the future. Digital literacy is the future. And these 80 young individuals represent different communities across 57 local governments and LCDAs. Now, we have these young individuals that have not only been trained, but been empowered with the device that they need to be able to compete on a global scale, to be able to empower themselves and ultimately become employers of labor.
And how were they selected? How were they selected? This 80.
There was the requirements. It was through a call out. You need to meet the requirements. You need to have the qualifications, and then you go through a screening. So it was not based on any political affiliation or whatnot. Many of them I don't even know, and this was done through the Innovious organization, which is not non-political. It's a professional, digital technological company. So we gave them access to our youth. They did the call outs, and people were selected based on merit.
Wow.
Right? Now, the beauty of this is, at the end of this program, they will be empowered. And, this is what we are trying to scale up across board. As many of our young people that we have, playing in this space, then we'll be able to scale up, and it would help in, rising Lagos, right? So we've hit the ground running. This started on Monday. This, which is the big, the first, office week. The budget has not been passed in Lagos yet. Right. They are fine-tuning it, and it would, be signed off by the House of Assembly. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this to showcase that as a ministry and as Commissioner of Youth, we are not just waiting, on government expenditure and government funds to impact our youth. Right? We're doing through several opportunities and several avenues. And this is one that, I have just showcased.
Right.
First week of office, we're still waiting for budget to be signed off, and we're already impacting our youth through collaboration and partnerships.
Which is very, very good.
What we showcase all through. Yes.
Right.
So it's just a way to show, our people that, there's a lot of work going, but, there's still a lot more that can be done. There's still a lot more we will do. This is our last full year as an administration. So what we do this year, is very,
very crucial.
It will be very intentional,
all right.
Very impactful, because of course we're also leading to an election year, and it is what we've done as a party, the ABC, that we'll be able to speak to, we'll be able to showcase, for continuity, to prevail. All
right, just a second, Honourable Commissioner. Let's see if we can expand the scope beyond the studios to have your input this morning. 08099120777 is the numbers to call if you want to speak with the Honourable Commissioner for Youths and Social Development, Honourable Mobolaji Ogunlende. All right, another update coming in from the control room says there's a loaded 20-foot container laden truck. Okay, and this was earlier on. That truck around Victoria Island ran into the drainage with both front tires damaged at the Lekki toll gate inwards Lekki Phase 1. But the update on it right now is that recovery is very much in progress as we speak. Okay, so some parts of that road has been cordoned off for recovery. So temporarily closed to traffic. That's talking about some part of that road temporarily closed so that officers can recover that particular vehicle. Okay then, so let's hear from you. If you want to ask the commissioner one or two questions within the limited time that we have left on the program, feel free to connect with us, and that's on 08099120777. Okay, 08099120777 and 09153877127. All right, some messages here coming in. This one says, good morning, sir. Many youths in Lagos are skilled but unemployed. What practical plans are in place to connect skills to real jobs? This is coming in from Emmanuel Okoro. Okay, Emmanuel, thank you so much. All right, Honourable Commissioner.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Okoro. Yes, many are skilled, but are unemployed. And I mean, we know the reason.
Okay, just a second. Hold on, Commissioner. Let's take his call. Hello there.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name?
Yes, sir. This is Yusuf Olamileko.
All right, Yusuf Olamileko.
Yes, I actually listened to the Honourable Commissioner. May God continue to guide him and his team. But when he mean empowering youth in Lagos, did it mean the people from outside Lagos who are qualified to enjoy from this benefit, who are not who are just living in Lagos, but they are not a resident of Lagos? or it is exclusively for Lagosians, who will come with their lata, whatever, and so on. So to enjoy all the empowerment solutions they have for Lagosians.
Okay,
so
beautiful. All right, thank you so much, Olamilekon. Let's allow the commissioner to respond. So, who are those that can benefit? Are they just residents or are they indigenes? Honourable Commissioner?
Let me take. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I said let me quickly take on Emmanuel's
question first.
Question before I come to
Olamilekon. Yes.
So for Emmanuel, yes, you are right. A lot of youths are skilled but are unemployed, right? And it's not far-fetched, right? It's because it's the same organizations. Every year people are graduating. Every year people are doing NYSC, and the numbers continue to increase. And the numbers are enormous, if you must agree with me. But what we are doing is coming up with initiatives like the superhuman projects. We just finished a pilot program where some of the youths that were skilled or that are skilled, we've been able to identify them through, again, collaborative efforts with international companies, just like how you have in China or in India, where, for example, people are, when you dial to customer service, I'm using customer service as an example. These days, people are doing everything online digitally. We would have a group of young people based in Nigeria, based in Lagos, right, who are able to provide services and solutions from their desk. Right? Because it's now a global village and you can work from anywhere and you can give solutions from anywhere. So we've come up with this superhuman project under the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. We've been able to finish, the first cohort, and I can say we recorded an 85% success story. We will be graduating them this first quarter just to enable us showcase, the reality, the possibility, and the success, to Lagosians. We'll be graduating them this first quarter and showcasing them to the world. Now, what we're trying to do with this, Emmanuel, is to see how we can scale up.
Okay.
But again, if we take Lagos, for example, we have over 16 million youths. Obviously, we can't provide this solution to every single one. But for us, as many people, as many as we can touch, we will continue to touch. We may not be able to, it's not that we may not be able to, we will not be able to provide
jobs for everybody,
to every single skilled, young person out there. But we will try. We will continue to try. And as long as we have this commitment, this enthusiasm, and this drive, we would. Every little helps. So as many as we can, we will. Do that. But I also use this to encourage you not to limit your scope. Within Lagos or Nigeria, everything is being done digitally.
All right.
The few of you can also step out, and whatever you need from the ministry to support you, letters of reference or whatever, we will train you if you are, and if you deserve it, we'll give it to you. And to come to Mr. Yusuf very quickly, you see, we have so many people coming into Lagos, and our data system is neither here nor there. As much as data as we're trying to collect, a lot of it is skewed because there's lots of falsification. But what we are doing through our LASTRA, which is the Lagos State Office, registration and data, what we're trying to do is collect as much data as possible, ensure that the youth that are participating in these programs are based in Lagos, residents in Lagos. We get a reference at the various minimum, and they have our LASTRA ID number, right? Of course, it would not be perfect, but we try and streamline it through these avenues as much as possible. Lagosians are our ultimate priority, right? But again, some slip through the cracks, and they're also able to benefit from this. But
let's take some more reactions quickly, because I have so many messages that are streaming in for you. This one says, Honourable Commissioner, sir, a lot of young people feel government programs don't last long. How are you making youth initiatives more sustainable? Thanks. Joshua from Omoli. Joshua, thank you so much. Another one here says, sir, please, what support does your ministry give to young people who want to start small businesses but don't have capital? This is coming in from Sewanu. Sewanu, thank you. Another one here says, good morning, Victor. Many youths are battling depression, anxiety, and drugs abuse. What concrete steps is the government taking to address the mental health challenges that youths are facing? Jadisola from Ogudu. All right, so there are lots more, but let's just see if we can attend to this.
Okay, let me quickly take that. So for Joshua, he says the youth programs are not sustainable. I beg to differ, and I'll give you a classic example. The Ibile Youth Leadership program that we have going, like I said earlier on, we have the next cohort signing up now. We have several applicants. It's currently ongoing. Last year, the same Ibile Youth Leadership program, there was another cohort. We went to Canada. The previous year, Ibile Youth Leadership program, another cohort. We went to Helsinki. The year before, we went to Spain. This is sustainable. This I'm showing. We're churning out, several, young leaders through this program.
Yeah, but when you leave, but when you leave as commissioner, will this be sustainable? Can it still be replicated?
It will be sustainable because I can tell you very quickly that this program I met on ground. But what we've done is we amplify it. It's just like a government. A new administration comes into place. But what you need to do is to take what you have, amplify it. There are several ways to skin a cat.
Right.
Bring your own expertise on board, and do it better. That's what it is. So that is just a perfect example to answer you. And same applies to all of our programs and all the programs that I met on ground. We're still running it, but we're just doing it differently, doing it better, raising the bar so that the next person that comes in has a lot of work to do and will raise the bar better. And all this ultimately benefits the youth, not me.
All right.
That's to Joshua. Now, to Sewanu, who spoke about SMEs, very quickly, we have what we call the Business Amplifier Clinic, right? Last year, we gave loans and we gave grants to the tune of 20 million to young people in the SME space. You see, a lot of our youth just don't come out to look for the right information, right? And again, when you follow us on our social media space, through avenues like this on Radio FM, you get information because information is power and power is knowledge.
All right.
So we support SMEs through our Business Amplifier Clinic. We are going to do another one this year, right? And essentially it's for people like yourself, Sewanu. I'm running a business. It is registered, but I need some support. We don't only give you support, we give you training, financial literacy, presentation skills, and how to repackage your existing business to make it better.
All right.
So not able to mention, 3 of our participants last year, after getting grants from us and because of the training and the training that we've given them, they were able to access further grants internationally.
Oh, which is good.
Right, through this program, which is good. So that's for Sewanu. Now for Jade Sola, well, unfortunately, depression, comes from so many things, right? Poverty, family, society, and all of that, which is why as a government, through our ministry, we scaled up we have a department of rehabilitation, and through there we have a department to deal with drug abuse,
which is Lascada.
Springs out from which is Lascada, right? Again, the problems are multifaceted.
All right,
But
Commissioner, apologies because we do not have much time really, but we have to go. Let me say a very big thank you to you. But for those who want to connect with the ministry, where are you located in Alausa Secretariat?
We're located in Alausa Block 18, Ministry of Youth and Social Development. My office is open. I run an open door policy. As long as I'm not on the streets, attending to programs or youth. If I'm in the office, I will see you.
Okay,
I will see you.
We'll leave it at that for now.
Right. We're also on social media. Right. Okay. Social media space. I'm also very active on social media as well through my name, Mobolaji, Ogunlende, and through our Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development handles.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that for now, Commissioner. Thank you so much for connecting with us this morning. We hope to have you in the studios next time.
Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Okay, then. All right, so that's the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development. And this morning, we've been able to do a review of what went down in 2025 and project into 2026. Mike James has produced the program as usual. Maximum shout out going out to our social media team, Remy Aluko, and of course to our executive producer, Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.